championships. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Jonesboro. Brad Bobo courtside with Coach Al Grushkin. Coach, you've been in a long time. You know that experienced guard play is always a plus. Both of these teams have it.
You make me sound older than the Bible. Yeah, they both got great guards. Rashad Shabazz for Appalachian State is averaging 19 points a game, actually a little over 19 a game. Shoots 35% from three-point line. He's a stud. You look at him, he's got big calf muscles. He's athletic. He moves fast, gets up high on his jump shot. Had 27 in the first game against Arkansas State. They got to hope he doesn't do that again tonight. Rashad Lindsey for the Arkansas State Red Wolves, a 5'11 senior guard. Last year, interestingly, he led the team in minutes, averaged 10 points a game, shot 39% from three. Has started on and off this year, struggled a little bit to find that rhythm, but he's a very solid point guard. Played in a very good junior college program for a tough coach, but a good coach, Pat Smith at Moberly. These two guards will certainly be keys tonight, and hopefully they both have a good game and we see a great game.
Arkansas State is rolling out. Coach, it's 14th different starting lineup tonight. 8th most in the country. And,
that's not comforting. I'm glad it's not me.
Meanwhile, you see App State starters included, as you talked about in the open, Rashad Shabazz, one of the best in the Sun Belt. Meanwhile, it's talking with Mike Bellato. He says Griffin Kinney is the key for his team as they head into this one tonight.
Yeah, Kenny has had 5 consecutive double-figure games, and then Isaac Johnson for App State has been stepping it up, really rebounding the ball. So those are two guys that can help Shabazz.
Tomas Bruce and Tyrell Johnson battle for the opening tip. It's into the hands of Shabazz, and we're underway in Jonesboro. Connor Kern, one of the changes to A-State's lineup. And he grabs the first rebound of the night and wheels it to Marquise Eaton. Eaton, a freshman out of Jonesboro High School, made his first career start in Boone against App State. Had 16 points, 6 assists in that ball game, which was won by A-State.
That got him a starting spot in the next game, if I remember right, Brad.
Yeah, I believe started ever since.
Is that right?
Yep.
I didn't realize that.
A-State turns it over on its first offensive possession.
A-State back in the matchup zone they've used all this season. Middle and short corner. I think I talked about that in the women's game. That was open just now.
The follow is up and in for Tyrell Johnson off the miss by Griffin Kinney, and App State strikes first.
I think that's going to be one of the keys tonight, that keeping App State, if you're Arkansas State, off the offensive glass. I know App State's between +4 and +5 a game in rebounding the ball, and Arkansas State's like a -2.
Eaton elevates for the jumper, and Kinney grabs the rebound.
He got a good shot. He's got to take that. Good look right there. Just didn't go in.
You mentioned A-State going with a different lineup. This particular starting unit, as the 3 is up and good for Justin Forrest.
Yeah, Justin knocked that down, didn't he?
Has both of A-State's 2 leading scorers on the bench, and I don't know that it'll stay that way long. As Shabazz finishes.
Nice finish, but really explosive with the bounce was Justin Forrest. Led to that play for Appalachian State.
And it's a 7-zip start for the Mountaineers.
They're doing a lot of switching. I believe they're switching 1 through 4 right now. Arkansas State ought to be able to get some matchup advantages out of that. But like many times this year, Arkansas State doesn't really have a true interior player, if you will. You know, Tomas is, what, 6'7", 6'8", but he's thin. So there's nobody with any girth, as they say down there.
12 on the shot clock as it comes into Marquise Eaton.
You like that vocabulary?
I did like it. Yeah, here's Wally going right at Griffin Kinney, who was in the air, and Tristan Wally will head to the line. There you see Jim Fox, his 4th season as the head coach in Boone.
Wiley had what, a really good game? Was Wiley or Gillard? I can't remember, for ASU against Wichita State. Which one of those guys was real strong that game? Do you remember, Brad?
I would say Gillard.
Yeah, it was Gillard, not Wiley.
Free throw, the second, is up and good, and A-State's on the board after that 7-0 spurt for the Mountaineers to open the ball game.
Connor Kern came up on that first catch, then he had to bump back to close that high hole that I was talking about.
Skip it to the far corner. Shabazz 3, no. Rebound, Tristan Wally. Lindsey in traffic, short on the 3. Wally the rebound and a putback.
Yeah. Wally's been playing hard. He's earned more time as the years gone along.
So, first field goal of the night for A-State, and the ball knocked away from Shabazz out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mountaineers. As you see, Mike Bellato, A-State's first-year head coach, a former assistant at Louisville. Third head coach in the last 3 seasons here at Arkansas State.
Yeah, Coach Bellato's got to like the good pressure his 2 small guards are putting on App State's bigger offensive guards.
Griffin Kinney gets it to roll through.
Yeah, Kinney again, he's been getting it done lately. Nice move to his right shoulder for that finish with the hook.
So it stops a little mini 3-0 spurt and pushes the lead to 6 for the Mountaineers. Here's Marquise Eaton losing the handle. Shabazz collects the loose ball.
You know, once again, Forrest caused that to happen with the good pressure. Now he gets rewarded, knocks down the 3.
Justin Forrest hits the 3. He already has a couple of them, and it's a 12-3 Mountaineer lead. Arkansas State won the game in Boone.
Well, you believe Forrest is a freshman with that build? He looks like a running back, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's I had to look and double check that same thing. He does not look like a freshman.
I just looked at him like, my Lord, he's not a freshman, is he?
A-State scored 93 points in Boone as Lindsey knocks down the 3 in transition. Led it by 24 at the break, Arkansas State did.
Is that right? Well, I think this will be a lot more competitive or tight the whole way would be my guess.
Here's Forrest again, a little heat check, and he got the answer.
Maybe not, as I say that. What a freshman he is.
3 for 3 from 3. And it's a 9-point lead for App State. Here's Lindsey. A little stutter step at the free throw line, got the defender in the air and finishes.
Yeah, he's a smart player. As you know, he's been solid all year. You know, it's just been an experiment for Arkansas State to try to score points and get the right lineup on the floor, as you alluded to, you know, during the pregame.
5 minutes in, Kinney, what a drop off underneath.
Oh, I'm telling you.
And Isaac Johnson will get to the line after our first media timeout. So the Mountaineers come out firing from deep. Justin Forrest with 3 from distance. And it's an early 7-point lead for App State on the road.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quade?
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
The Sun Belt Basketball Championship, where champions are crowned. Tickets for the big dance are punched. where it's survive and advance, and Lakefront Arena in New Orleans. Presented by First Bank and Trust. It's the Sunbelt Men's and Women's Basketball Championship. Contact your local ticket office today.
Get a look at tonight's officiating crew for this one. As App State has hit 6 of its first 9 from the field, including 3 of 5 from deep, and Mountaineers have jumped up to the early 7-point lead.
You know, one of the things I would have said before the game is they have to limit Cockfield from getting off as he did the last time we saw him play, but he did not start. Now he's in the game. See if that does anything for Arkansas State. App State, on the other hand, you know, I'm sitting there thinking they've got to get contributions from somebody other than Shabazz to win the game, but they're getting those right now.
This is Isaac Johnson at the free throw line, so 62% on the season. Ty Cockfield is in the game, Arkansas State's leading scorer at 14 a game, at his 6th 20-point performance of the season. Last time out here Saturday night against Little Rock in a tight loss.
So far, App State's done a good job getting back in transition. I think Arkansas State, with the lack of size and the lack of scoring punch, needs to get some easies, whether it's off turnovers or pushing the ball or something.
Inside it goes for Tomas Bruce. He goes at Griffin Kenny. Little jump hook, rattled in and out.
That was a nice shot. Got to get his shoulders. That shoulder's got to be flush. You know, like you say, square up on a jump shot. When you shoot that hook, that shoulder's got to be flush right at the basket. And he was just spinning just a little bit. Usually guys miss that hook. Either it's flat off their hand, they turn their hand a little bit, or they're not quite where they need to be position-wise.
That's a Kenny. It's actually Hunter Seacat into the lineup. As here's Shabazz for 3 over Connor Kern.
That was pretty. Step back, hit that pretty left-hand shot. You know, I talked about before, for some reason, maybe it's just me, but lefties look pretty when they shoot. You know, now if it doesn't go in for a while, you got to quit saying that, right? But that looked darn good.
Here's Cockfield to the bucket, blocked from behind. The block was there for Craig Hinton. Now here come the Mountaineers.
You know, Brad, we've talked about this. Cockfield does a good job. He plays hard, scores a lot of points for Arkansas State since he's kind of become the guy. But at the same time, he makes that mistake each game we watch him play. He wants to go too far. He does not use the mid-range off the bounce very often. He prefers to try and drive it in there. And he's just not going to get much done when he does that, which is what just happened.
Here you see Grantham Gillard, number 10, a junior college transfer out of Minneapolis. He's second on the A-State team in scoring right now. He's into the ball game for the first time. Arkansas State 2 weeks ago tomorrow dismissed its leading scorer on the season, Devin Sims, and so you have guys sort of sliding into new roles here late in the year for Mike Bellato's team.
Yeah, you know, we talked about in the last game, if you lose somebody early, it's almost better to lose them early because then you kind of reinvent and you have time to play with that chemistry. But the A-State men have not had that opportunity. Another thing about the kid they lost is, you know, he was not only their leading scorer, he was their toughest guy. He was a 6'4", 6'5" guy who could play inside out, give them more post play than anybody they've got right now, even though they've got some taller guys.
Isaac Johnson back at the line. He knocks the first one down. Mountaineers have won 3 out of 4 coming in here. So we talked about trying to get a little momentum before the postseason. They've done that perhaps coming in.
Isaac Johnson is 1 of 4 from the free throw line. That's one Achilles that App State does have. They're not I think they're 65% as a team from the free throw line. Not real strong.
The A-State ball underneath, 24 on the shot clock. Comes out high for Lindsey. Lindsey, you mentioned their leader in minutes a year ago. He'd started every game. In fact, he'd started every game of his Arkansas State career until the game in Boone.
Well, you know, he's so solid. And I could see it being a case where last year ASU was more talented And so he was, what do they say, the quarterback, he managed the game.
Yeah.
And now this year they're looking for more pop. And I don't think, I think he can score, but I don't think that's necessarily his MO.
He scored right there, his 7th point of the half. He's 3 out of 4 from the field. And A-State's down 9, and now off the steal, there's a whistle and a foul on the Mountaineers. It'll go against Craig Hinton. His first personal, 3rd App State team foul. 9-point Mountaineer lead.
You know, you would look at Tyrell Johnson, wouldn't think he's a three-point shooter, but I believe he's one of the better three-point shooters on their club. And White is a switch, as you heard right there, and they did switch that, but it wasn't a bad switch. There wasn't a real, advantage gained in that situation. Again, ASU not having that post-up guy, you can't really make them switch and drag it out and throw it in the post because you're just not guaranteed to score.
Cockfield scores his first bucket of the night. The lead down to 7. Mountaineers had missed 3 of their last 4 prior to that bucket from Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson, pretty little touch. A short shot, but really smooth going into it.
It's a familiar name for A-State fans. They had a football player named Tyrell Johnson, was a 2nd-round pick.
You see that right there. They actually, had they had a big post, they came up, they did pick, roll, replace. They could have thrown it back to the wing and entered the ball. But they don't have an advantage there. Johnson
Took the feed from Seacat and scored with a foul. And he'll have a 3-point play opportunity after a timeout on the floor. So the Mountaineers 75% shooting in the early going, and they, as a result, have an 11-point lead on the road. Arkansas State finds itself down early as we welcome you back to Jonesboro and look at the series history between these teams. The bulk of it has come since App State has joined the Sun Belt Conference, although it does go back to the 90-91 season.
Interesting figure right now. App State, 75% from the field, as you said. 4 for 6 from 3. So far, the only place they've missed shots is free throw line where they're 1 for 4. Let's see if I reversed that by saying it. Yes, I did.
Tyrell Johnson gets the roll to complete the 3-point play, and Mountaineers have A-State doubled up right now, 24-12.
O'Shawn Williams just came in the game for App State. He's a 39% 3-point shooter. It's like he's fast and quick, a lot like the little guard who started the game for them, Justin Forrest.
Shot clock did not reset on the miss from Cockfield. Now Grantham Gillard off the mark for 3.
That was a great closeout by number 32, Tyrell Johnson, for App State.
It went right by Seacat's head and into the hands of Tyrell Johnson, unable to finish. But here's a steal for the Mountaineers.
Is the referee okay? So he got his hand over there.
He's shaking it off as another three up and in for
Holy
Justin Forrest. He's hit 4 of them.
They got some speed out there right now with him and Williams together.
They're playing right now with Shabazz on the bench. And the lead grows. Lindsey off on the jumper, rebound high for the board was Tyrell Johnson. Here's O'Shawn Williams. Forced a deep three, this one off the mark, but the rebound for Tyrell Johnson, who had it knocked away on his way up. It'll stay with App State. Red Wolves have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Meanwhile, the Mountaineers have rattled off 8 unanswered points.
You know, case in point about Lindsey, you know, right now he's just about got to look to make some offensive plays. A year ago, he could let it come to him more, and I'm sure that's how he plays best.
What's what A-State's going to need? They get a freebie off a steal, and that stops the 8-0 spurt, trims the Mountaineer lead to 13. Here's Williams for 3. No, rebound Cockfield, who turns and pushes.
Good kick out. Get him. Holy, I missed that, Brad.
He's going to pick up an offensive foul after the pass.
I would have picked it up too because I didn't see the defender.
As there is Rashad Shabazz checking into the lineup as Williams sits down.
And Cockfield just went to the bench.
Cockfield actually may have been one of a handful of people in this program, including the head coach, who's battled some illness over the last few days.
Has he? Well, Cockfield has 2 fouls right there as well.
So they wipe up a wet spot and get the ball back in play. Mountaineers will have it against some pressure here from A-State.
Just 2-2-1 press here.
Get it into the front court for Shabazz. He lobs to Tyrell Johnson, and has quite a size advantage over Marquise Eaton there.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And there's a steal for Eaton. Takes a wild shot. Grantham Gillard battling for the rebound, but it's out of bounds and will belong to App State.
Yeah, that's why they call him freshman, right? I mean, he had, I believe it was Lindsey on the right side in the corner, and that was the play to make, and he tried to go finish that, which was obviously not the play to make.
Griffin Kinney, you see back into the lineup. Inbounds to Forrest, and he'll be guarded by Rashad Lindsey. Forrest put it on the floor, tried to thread the needle to Kinney. It's broken up and stolen. Rashad Lindsey put it in his left hand and finished.
Yeah. He's just a solid guy. They need him tonight. He's trying to step up for him.
He has 11 of the Red Wolves' 16 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Rashad Lindsey has answered the bell in a big way here, but his team still trails by 11. And he nearly got another steal. Corner 3, no good. Tomas Bruce nearly knocked it away from his own guy.
Yeah, they got a quick shot, which is what they wanted, and a long corner shot as well. Craig Hinton, number 24, is a 39% three-point shooter who just had that shot.
Shot clock goes under 10. Eaton looking for a screen. Gives to Gillard.
Good rotation. Good job by Kinney getting there.
Say the shot got off in time. App State got the rebound anyway, and Gillard to steal from behind.
Yeah, App State has turned it over some here, huh?
That was the 7th first half turnover for the Mountaineers. Lindsey nearly slipped around the free throw line. Gives to Gillard, drove and dropped it off for Tomas Bruce, who
Yeah,
scored.
they didn't rotate the backside, but Kenny did a good job rotating to stop the ball. On the ball screen, Kenny showed well. So Kenny's defended well down there.
Arkansas State has the last 6, and the Red Wolves have trimmed the Mountaineer lead down to 9.
Don't let your summer vacation come to an end. Our sunny skies, tranquil ocean waters, and 60 miles of beautiful, stress-free beaches stretch well into the fall. Fall is the perfect time to visit, so take some time for you and let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
It's not a party without Golden Flake. Golden Flake snacks offer a wide variety of flavors to suit any occasion. Whatever you're feeling, there's a flavor for that. You can always count on an old favorite like Thin and Crispy or Sweet Heat Barbecue. But hey, why not try something new? Grab your friends, grab some sun, and grab some snacks. It's time for some Golden Flake.
If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, then your feet will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, nothing God will help you show it. If you're happy and you know it, mange.
App State has led by as many as 15, but the Mountaineers have not scored in the last 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Credit Arkansas State. They've just sort of chipped away and gotten this down to a 9-point deficit.
Yes, they have. They've had 6 steals. That's had a lot to do with it. The smaller teams got to force some turnovers and find other ways to get some points besides playing against a set defense.
Both teams have scored off turnovers. A-State with 11 points. Mountaineers have scored 10 points off of 5 Red Wolves miscues.
App State's been trying to run Shabazz off of some baseline screens to get initial action.
Kenny wanted to put it on the floor against Gillard, missed with the left hand. Here's Lindsey pushing the other way. Marquise Eaton wants to go to work on Tyrell Johnson. Gave it
Nice
on
pass.
the give and go. I thought Bruce was going to miss that for a second.
I thought it was definitely getting missed. I thought he was facing and driving for the hook.
A good find by Tomas Bruce. Good movement by Marquise Eaton, and the lead down to 7.
They're playing really hard. You got to give that to Coach Bellato. A lot of times, season's not going well, your team quits playing hard. I think it says a lot about him that they're still giving this kind of effort.
Shot clock down to 5 as Williams gets the high screen. Gave the ball up with 2 on the clock, and that didn't get off in time.
No, but that was pretty good movement for a big, long dude like that, number 32, you know, Mr. Tyrell Johnson.
So the shot clock violation gives it back to Arkansas State. Mountaineers have gone scoreless for 4.5 minutes. Red Wolves have scored 8 points in that time and trying to add to this run here as we go inside 6 minutes to play in the half. Connor Kern puts it on the floor against Kenny, wouldn't go.
That was a kind of hope or pray type scenario, wasn't it?
Wasn't answered that go around.
No, it wasn't. Can't give that deep post position. Got lucky. I think I talked with you about this once before. You're a big guy. You go to finish. You need to get your shoulders at your play.
Grantham Gillard for 3, and the Red Wolves are within 4.
Whether it's a bank shot or whether you're going straight, your shoulders need to go at it, or it usually rims out if you get touched just a little bit.
An 11-0 Arkansas State run. And now a whistle inside, away from the ball, and it's going to go against Tomas Bruce for holding Kenny.
That was kind of generous, I think. I mean, there's been a lot more contact than that.
Let's watch Grantham Gillard knock it down from straight away. Kenny a little bit late getting there, and Gillard made him pay. Meanwhile, it's now 5 minutes and 23 seconds that App State's gone without scoring as we get a look at Jake Scoggins into the lineup, a redshirt freshman out of Benton, Arkansas. O'Shawn Williams comes to the basketball. Now to give us to Shabazz. He has Marquise Eaton on him. And he wants to go to work. A little step back at the three-point line, no good, and Gillard the board.
They've done a good job with him, and he hadn't gotten great looks, you know.
Here's Kern in transition, no. Scoggin the rebound. Stick back good for Jake Scoggin, and Arkansas State's within 2.
That's the way to come in the game, isn't it?
And that gets the crowd making some noise. They're coming to their feet here at First National Bank Arena. A 13-0 Arkansas State run as the Mountaineers have gone 6 scoreless minutes. Shabazz trying to stop it. No good on the 3. Gillard another rebound. He gives to Lindsey on the gas. Rashad Lindsey takes it to the glass, but a whistle and a late foul is going to put A-State on the line. It's going to go against Griffin Kinney. And actually, okay, for a second he pointed like he was going to call after the shot, but they are going to put Lindsey on the free throw line. So the Mountaineers have missed their last 8 shots, 1 of their last 10. They've turned it over 5 times since they've scored last. That was over 6 minutes ago.
And Shabazz, who averages 19.5 a game, has had only 5 shots in the first 16 minutes. I'm sure that's not part of the App State game plan.
It was 27-12 with 10 minutes and 28 seconds to play in the half. And Lindsey could tie it at 27. And it's off the mark.
He doesn't. But it was, you know, a good thought.
Still a 14-0 run for A-State. And after a pretty listless start, breathe a little life into the situation. Foul against Arkansas State, and the Mountaineers will have it underneath after a timeout. So the Red Wolves have wrestled themselves off the ropes. Jake Scoggin off the bench and into the scoring column. The Red Wolves are within a point. Arkansas State on a 14-0 run. Mountaineers have gone 6 minutes and 39 seconds without scoring, and one of the numbers you looked at, Coach, as a surprise here in Erda Goins, points in the paint.
Yeah, that's a shocker, isn't it? 18-10, Arkansas State. Now look at the two teams out there. You wouldn't guess that by the builds and size, would you?
Part of that counts that the Red Wolves have 7 fast break points to just 2 for the Mountaineers.
And almost had another one right there.
Nearly
off
did.
Turnover.
Back there playing
It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's what?
The size of the fight in the dog. Even I did know that one. And there's Gillard with a steal as he came from behind Seacat to knock it away. A-State could take its first lead of the night. Marquise Eaton will try to give it to him, and it's off the mark.
Did the right thing. They went under on him. He got behind it and pulled up.
Here's Shabazz to the rim, switches hands and finishes.
It didn't look like he could use his right personally. I mean, you see that, you know.
And then there's a steal. This is Justin Forrest going in against Eaton, who stood his ground defensively.
Yeah, that's a great play. I thought sure that was 2 for, if not 3 on a foul, you know.
And Gillard fouled trying to turn the corner against O'Shawn Williams. And that is the 5th App State team foul. Look at Marquise Eaton with the defensive play. Went straight up and got a hand on the shot. Rashad Lindsey and Tomas Bruce are back into the lineup, replacing Scoggins and Eaton. So the Mountaineers still have 6 turnovers in the time span. They've only hit 1 bucket. They lead it by 3 as Gillard ties it with a 3 from deep.
He's feeling it.
We're tied at 29 after the Mountaineers jumped out to an early 15-point lead. And there's a steal as Wally got in there and poked it loose. And Bruce knocked down from behind as a whistle and a foul against the Mountaineers. Foul is it's on Justin Forrest. Now we're gonna, I think, head to the monitor and look for, take a look and see whether that was a flagrant.
Do you think?
Do I think it was, or I think it's what they're looking at?
Probably either. If that makes sense. I didn't see it. I mean, it looked to me like the kid tried to keep from hurting him. But hard foul.
Let's have a look here. A bounce pass ahead. Actually, I said Bruce. It's Gillard that was down.
Yeah, he went for the ball.
Oh, yeah. If that's what they're looking at, it won't take long. See a little bit of a pattern there with those officials.
How so?
I ain't saying. So it will not be a flagrant. Or actually, it's not going to be a shooting foul is the situation. That's what they were looking at. A-State's going to inbound underneath.
How about this? 29-29. Chance to take the lead.
Which the Red Wolves have not held. Wally faked right, went left, spun into the paint, and had nowhere to go. Here's Williams, pull up in transition, no. Rebound went off Gillard and should stay with App State. It will.
You saw the expression on my face down there, didn't you?
I did.
It still hurts to watch. Especially when you had a chance to score.
You're always coaching. That's all right. I like it.
It's so much easier when you're here, though.
Wally knocks that inbounds pass back out of play. Yeah, you've had a few games on your belt now. It's nice to work a game and then just go home and sleep like a baby.
Here we go, trying to make me sound old
No,
again
I mean, there's
first.
a few games of this.
Yeah, you're right. Scouting's the same way, though. I mean, you know, you don't get beat. Jake Wilson is a big old dude now. He's got some long arms, runs pretty good for a big guy, too. Wonder if he is coordinated.
Gillard for 3. Over the aforementioned Jake Wilson, listed at 7'1".
Yeah, is he that big? Wow. I guess he is.
The Raleigh, North Carolina product.
Seemed like they had some Georgia guys on that roster too. They're not that far from Atlanta, if I remember right.
Justin Forrest, one of them. He's from Decatur.
No wonder I like him so. I went to college in Georgia.
Here's Shabazz on the pull-up. He knocks it down.
Now that's got to get contested. He can't get a look like that. Step back, fade, whatever. You still got to come with it.
Hand down, man down.
Exactly.
The lead is a couple for App State. Tomas Bruce goes to work on Wilson. It's knocked away and out of bounds. It'll belong to the Mountaineers.
That was one of those don't leave home without it type deals, right?
Mike Vallado, you see his level of conviction on that call.
Make him sound like he's a lawyer. Back to the matchup. Let's see what they can do here.
Minute to go in the half.
Get your hand up on that man right there.
It was not up, but Shabazz made it pay.
Please don't say that again, though. That hand down, you know what?
Yeah. I'm not going to have to say it because I think Mike Bellado's getting ready to say it as he grabs a timeout.
I would assume so.
Shabazz hits back-to-back perimeter jumpers, that one from 3, and the 5 quick points for him have the Mountaineers out to a 5-point lead. They've led by as many as 15. A-State reeled it into a tie, but Rashad Shabazz hits a couple of jumpers. He's in double figures with 12. He and Forrest have 12 apiece. It was Forrest that got him out of the gates. He had 4 3-pointers in that first spurt, and now Shabazz has helped calm things down after the A-State run. And A-State will have it coming out of that Mike Bellotto called timeout.
Rebounds and points off turnovers are pretty doggone close. See what they've got right here.
Bruce to Eaton. Marquise into the paint, used his body as a shield and drew the contact.
Yes, he did.
Gets himself to the line and it stops the clock with 36 seconds to go in the half. Foul is on Craig Hinton. His second, and Marquise Eaton to the free throw line. The true freshman. 84% at the line on the season, and he gets the roll on the first. Eaton gets them both. He has 4, and the Mountaineer lead is 3. About a 6-second difference between the clocks here. Williams gets it into the hands of Justin Forrest.
Yeah, they're going to try and keep it out of Shabazz's hands right here. They know they're looking for him. See if Eaton tries to deny the ball. He is. He's staying tight with him right there.
Forrest rushes the 3. Mountaineers get the offensive rebound. Williams left his feet, had nowhere to go, threw it to Connor Kern. Kern into the front court. Leans in and is going to pick up an offensive foul. Connor Kern called for the charge, and it will go to the Mountaineers with 3.8 seconds to go in the half.
That breaks your heart. I mean, if you're on the bench over there at Arkansas State, I mean, he busts his tail. He makes a great play. He's aggressive. And he runs somebody over, you know. You got 2 of them guarding Shabazz, and he certainly walked.
Got away with it, missed the shot anyway, and when the dust settles, it's App State up by 3 at the half. Mountaineers led it by as many as 15. Arkansas State answers despite going without a field goal over the final 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Rashad Shabazz with a dozen, and he has his team in the locker room up by 3.
Make no mistake about it, life's more fun with seafood.
Oysters don't swim.
They do in butter.
What'd you get? A little bit of everything to make everyone happy.
Acme Oyster House. Life really is more fun with seafood.
What if there was a car that allowed everyone to just let loose, even in traffic? There isn't. But there is Amtrak, with spacious seats, plenty of legroom, and a dining car. Break the travel quo with Amtrak.
You know, my great-grandfather named it Community, just out of appreciation and respect for his friends and neighbors.
This coffee is made with 4 generations of family care, and
you know, it's not just one family's business, it's a lot of families' business.
our expectations are the same. We all want the coffee to be satisfying and great tasting. It's that rich, smooth flavor. We guarantee you'll love in every cup.
A youth movement in Jonesboro. App State with the lead at the half, 34-31, and this half was definitely divided into segments. The first one was dominated by App State, and then the Red Wolves, to their credit, found an answer.
Yep, and then the third segment, who did what?
That would be Shabazz, really was the third segment.
Yeah.
The closing stanza.
I think I jinxed ASU because I said that he only had 5 shots. Well, that's changed, hasn't it?
Take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arkansas. What do you see there?
Well, it looks to me like field goal percentage pretty even. The 3-point percentage that App State is out shooting them. Turnovers are pretty close. Rebounds are pretty close. You know, I still think Arkansas State's got to get some easies to win the game. They've got to get out on the break. They've got to get some turnovers. So things like that to battle the superior size and depth of App State. App State on the other side wants to get Shabazz going, and I'm sure they're going to try and work to do that. Griffin was playing well. He had to sit out for a while. So we'll see how that goes coming back. Hinton, I'm sorry, see how that goes coming back.
The A-State bench outscores App State's 10-0 in that first half, but it's the Mountaineers in the locker room up by 3. More of the half from Jonesboro following these words. All right, there's a tape. Say something in your mic real quick there.
Hello.
There you go. All right. Back in Jonesboro, App State leading Arkansas State by the count of 34-31. Earlier this week, the Sun Belt Conference converged in Birmingham, where they contested the men's and women's indoor track and field championships. And one of those titles came home to Jonesboro. Arkansas State winning the men's title in a very tight meet overall. Here are the comments from the winning head coach, Jim Patchell, following the victory.
You told me earlier that you just wanted your athletes to come out here and get better, regardless of the outcome. How did you get better as a team today?
Well, I'm so proud of our team, and our guys fought all the way. We've had this goal to win a championship since we got on campus in August, and there's been a lot of hard work put in, and just proud of them.
You told me that your top athletes that were expected to win, that's what they were expected to do, but you really needed those points in the 5th, 6th, and 7th places. What events did that for you today?
Well, we got some good points in the triple jump, and yesterday in the long jump that we weren't expecting. And then the guys in the high jump, I mean, did a great job. Tion and David, first and second, gave us a shot in the 4x4 to do what we needed to do for the win.
This has been a long indoor season, but it's just the springboard to outdoor season. How proud are you of each one of these gentlemen and what they accomplished today?
Oh, I'm as proud as I can be, because the win is nice, but the way they fought and the effort and winning with class, that's what it's about.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Indoor Sun Belt Conference champions, Arkansas State. Congratulations.
Congratulations again to Coach Patchell and the Red Wolves men's team. Also the women from Texas State for winning Sun Belt Conference Indoor Track Championships earlier this week. We'll take a look at some first half highlights following the timeout here in Jonesboro. App State with a 3-point lead at the break. Let's see how we got here. And it was a fast start for the Mountaineers as they came roaring out of the gates. In fact, they had the quick lead that was as high as 15 about 10 minutes into the first half, and that was a big reason right there. Justin Forrest from
Justin
deep.
Forrest I was complimenting him every play it seemed back then. You know, he's cooled off a little bit for thank God for Arkansas State, huh?
And Rashad Lindsey in the starting lineup tonight had a big role in really in those first 10 minutes keeping the Red Wolves even in shouting distance.
Yeah, somebody else got to help him. You know, he's stepped up with Conkville's foul situation and everything, and they still need some more help. Now the good thing for Arkansas State is you're right there, and you played basically without Conkville, the leading scorer of the entire first half. He had 5 minutes of play and picked up 2 fouls. So the experiment putting him on the bench to get some pop coming off the bench didn't work too good because he got 2 fouls, so you didn't really get to see if your experiment was very good.
I also didn't want to note that Cockfield again battling some illness earlier in the week too, so we're not sure whether that played a role in that or not. But a 15-point run in the middle of the first half tied it up, and then it was Rashad Shabazz time. 5 straight points to push the lead back up for the Mountaineers, and they lead it by 3 as we get set for the second half.
Life is about moments.
If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight. You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quade? See ya! Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
Stepping into the unknown, it can be difficult to find the way. But with the compassion of the cross and the security of the shield, obstacles become openings. As we have for more than 65 years, we'll continue to light the way, using our knowledge to create new healthcare solutions, giving you the power to shine forward to whatever awaits tomorrow. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
When you're looking for the perfect award or branding solution, look no further than Levy Marketing and Awards. A true innovator in the art of recognition, Levy Marketing and Awards is a U.S. custom awards manufacturer with over 50 years of experience providing guaranteed personal service and high-quality production catering to athletics and collegiate sports. Log on to LevyMarketingAwards.com or call toll-free 855-879-5389 to create your lasting impression today. Levy Marketing and Awards, providing streamlined solutions to meet all of our clients' business needs.
Second half set to get underway, Coach. Take me in each of those locker rooms at the half.
Arkansas State's got to be thinking about getting Cockfield going as soon as they can when he comes in. He's not going to start with the two fouls. Somebody else has got to step up besides Lindsey, as said earlier. I think if they go pick, roll, and replace, if they will pick and roll, rotate a guy up from the corner, they'll get some good action. And then finally, I think I'd extend in my pressure if I were them. And they're doing that as it is, but I'd continue to do it, hoping to get some more turnovers.
They stay with the basketball down 3 to start the second half. Nearly stolen away by Tyrell Johnson in those long arms.
Good feet for a guy that size. You know, App State, on the other hand, was trying to get Rashad off, Shabazz off the baseline screens. If they reverse the ball, bring him up off a baseline screen, and then open up and seal that post, they'll get an easy look on the baseline. So if I'm them, I may be thinking to go there early in this half.
Defensive stop for the Mountaineers to get the second half underway. Here's Griffin Kinney kicking it to Forrest, who hit 4 first half threes, but he's off the mark there. Shabazz tried to keep it alive and couldn't. It'll belong to Arkansas State.
See Griffin Kenny. I called him Griffin. I'm thinking Kenny Griffin. It's Griffin Kenny. Why do guys do that to you with the two first names, huh? What's the deal with that? No comment, huh?
No, you're asking the wrong dude. Very few people's first name is Bobo. I don't got to sweat that one.
No comment. Not many Grushkins either.
Here's Eaton to the bucket off the glass. No, he'll go to the line.
Yeah, you know, he's not a blazer. We talked about that before as far as turn that speed on, but he can kind of duck in, get that shoulder under you, and next thing you know, he's at the rim.
Mike Bellato's team did a great job of fighting back because it was not promising for the home team in the opening stretch of this one.
That's an understatement.
It had the makings of a blowout. Of course, should have known better. We saw these two teams do the exact opposite in Boone. Arkansas State led it by as many as 29 and then had to hang on and win by 5 as the Mountaineers went 11 for 18 from 3 in the second half.
You know, App State is getting it across, but they're not attacking that press and getting anything easy out of it. Nice seal by our guy with two first names, Griffin Kenny. I got it right that time, didn't I?
Tomas Bruce picks up the foul.
That's easy, isn't it, Tomas Bruce? Maybe not. This could be the same deal. Tomas and Bruce, right?
A wild scoop shot off a what appeared to be a travel. Instead, it's an and one opportunity for Tyrell Johnson. Let's see.
That's the circus play of the game.
That was a different one. So Tyrell Johnson's going to be at the line. Tomas Bruce just picked up his third foul, so we'll see Salif Boujay check in. Bruce, 2 points, 4 rebounds, but again, the third foul early in the half. Just 90 seconds in, he sits down. The three-point play
Kind
good.
of like this Tyrell Johnson, Brad. He's interesting to have that size and length and be able to move his feet the way he can, shoots the ball well. Interesting guy.
The lead is 5 for the Mountaineers. Marquise Eaton gets in the paint, kicks it to Kern.
Drive the closeout. Good technique. Good job, Kern.
Pull up from the elbow, good for Connor Kern. His first field goal of the night. A-State back within 3. Kenny at the high post, poked away from behind by Eaton, but stays with the Mountaineers. 13 on the shot clock. It's into the hands of Johnson. Looking for Kenny inside.
That was a good catch by Kenny. There's no way I'd have caught that.
It's poked away. Here's A-State in transition. They'll now back it up and set up offensively, trailing by 3.
Yeah, good patience.
Shot clock at 10 as Lindsey takes the 3. Knocks it down. Rashad Lindsey with 15.
How about
and we're
that?
tied for the second time tonight.
That's what happens when you're the featured player in the pregame, right?
Mike Bellato just tells the freshman, that's not a play you got to be trying to make right there, young fella, as he picks up the foul.
I think that's what he said, actually.
It was real close.
Not a play you should make, young fella.
Just saw him read the body language. He just shook his head and waved
Yeah,
at
I
him.
think you're right. That's probably exactly what he said.
We were tied at 29. We were tied now at 37.
Griffin Kenny had a layup.
Eaton tried to drop it off in traffic. It's off of Boujay and out of bounds.
I think the adage there is the dunk is for you and the 2 is for the team. I've got all these sayings, you know what I mean? But Griffin, 2 first names, Kenny, should have had a layup.
And Salif Boujay contested and forced the miss. Ty Cockfield is up talking to Mike Mulatto and head to the scores table. A-State has not led. They've had the game tied twice, including now at 37. Here's
they're really working to seal Kenny in there. I mean, he's wheeling and turning and getting the guy on his back and reverse sealing when it goes to the top. He's working to get the ball.
They switched. This is the other man bun. This is Seacat into the lineup.
Oh, you're right. Good Lord.
Here's a pull up for Forrest. He knocks it down.
You're right. Good. I thought they were twins. It's just the hairstyle's the same, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Wally, boy, I should say that was a foul.
Foul.
Isaac Johnson raked him across the arms and knocked it loose. He does pick up the foul.
And rake is what he did.
It'll put Tristan Wally on the free throw line. Wally 3 points on 1 of 2 from the field and the line. A couple of rebounds in 21 minutes, and the first free throw's up and good. Here's Craig Hinton back to the lineup as Isaac Johnson has a seat.
Yeah, Hinton again. He only averages 7 and 5, but he's a 39% three-point shooter.
Comes in and grabs a rebound right off the top, and Mountaineers work with a 1-point lead. Here's Tyrell Johnson putting it on the floor. Boy, a lot of contact there.
Well, he had no place to go with that. I mean, you know.
Kern for A-State's first lead, no.
You know, in a way, you did the right thing by not rewarding a bad basketball play.
Oh, Boujay high for the block there, but he picks up the foul. Salif Boujay got airborne, but the Mountaineers will be at the line coming out of the timeout. Just about 4 minutes gone by in the second half, and App State nursing a 1-point lead.
If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, then your feet will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, I think I will help you show it. If you're happy and you know it, mange.
Make no mistake about it. Life's more fun with seafood.
As a rule, you horseradish till you can't horseradish no more.
Rawsome. Move over.
Acme Oyster House. Life really is more fun with seafood.
What if there was a car that didn't get stuck in traffic? There isn't, but there is Amtrak, where you can go downtown to downtown in spacious seats with zero traffic. Break the travel quo with Amtrak.
Arkansas State with 9 first-half steals. They have 10 now, but even at the half, that total represented more steals than A-State had in 21 of its first 27 games. So an active defense. Have the Red Wolves down just 1 here.
Yeah, that App State field goal offense is down to 43% at this point. I know at first time out it was like 75%.
It was.
That's
exactly right. Both teams shooting just under 43% now.
Well, I didn't want to say anything before he shot that. I wanted to be fair to both teams, but up until that free throw, they were only 50% from the free throw stripe, which again has been where they've had the most struggles.
This is Craig Hinton at the line. He knocks them both down, and it's back to a 3-point Mountaineer lead. Had a couple of ties, but no lead changes. Arkansas State has not led in the ball game yet. Lindsey around the Boujay screen. Gives to Cockfield. He's nearly knocked to the deck. Lucky to maintain possession. Now he goes reverse. No. Rebound Boujay. His shot blocked into the hands of Hinton.
You know, Brad Hinton, who made those free throws, if my stats are right, is shooting 47% from the free throw line, yet he's 39% from three. How do you figure or explain that, do you think?
How about this? Hunter Seacat was hit in the eye and knocked down, and then got up, caught a pass, and hit a layup.
Wow. I saw it.
But I mean, he was so hit they stopped playing for him, but he scored. So he shook it off just in time.
Keep on keeping on, right?
That's right. They're going to go for an official review here. Now imagine to see if it was an elbow from Salif Boujay is what they'll be looking at. As Seacat took a shot in the face, he was knocked down, but then everybody forgot about him. He got back up and got a gimme to put the Mountaineers back up by 5. I don't know what that's not snowbirding. That's a different thing.
I don't know what you'd call that.
Rope-a-dope.
You have to have a name for it.
I believe we are going to play on here. And the ball will belong to. That's all good. We get the explanation there. So A-State will have the ball down by 5. For Seacat, that was his first bucket of the night.
See if Gallard's got something for him right here. He's 2 for 4 from behind the stripe. Spaced away from the penetration.
He wanted it. Shabazz closed in.
Yeah, he sure did.
Lindsey with a step back, a little bit short. Rebound. Hinton and Boujay hit the deck. Wally came up with the board, threw it off the back of Shabazz and kept the possession alive. Wally for 3. Yes.
Yes, he got it. Threw it off his back, huh? Have you ever watched the game and seen a guy throw the ball in out of bounds off the defensive player's back when he had his back turned?
I've seen that. I've never seen it in the middle of a possession like that right there, though.
No, I haven't either.
And there's a near steal. It is a steal and a foul now as Boujay was active. And Craig Hinton picks up the foul. It's his 3rd personal. And there you see Tristan Wally complete that possession with a 3-pointer. So for Wally, that is his 7th point of the night. 2nd field goal. He came into the ball game averaging 5.5 points. As they wipe up a spot where the bodies hit the deck, and that
young man there's getting some instruction on how to do that, I believe.
He is. Two-point App lead. They stay with a chance to tie it for the 3rd time or take the lead for the 1st. Here's Cockfield into the paint. Threw it over his shoulder. No. Boujay with a tip, and we're tied.
Wow.
Salif Boujay has given A-State good minutes with Tomas Bruce on the bench, and we have our 3rd tie of the ball game. Shabazz wants it. This has been the time he's hit big buckets for App State so far tonight. He has Cockfield on him with the shot clock under 10. Pull up. Off the front iron. Rebound out of bounds, and it's going to end up going to Arkansas State, I believe, after a discussion.
Conversation near the basket.
And they do change the call. The baseline official who initially pointed toward App State, and he had help back there. That's why there's 3 of them, Coach.
Yes, there are. 1, 2, 3.
Well, they get it right, and here are the Red Wolves again with another crack at their first lead. Cockfield wheels it over to Lindsey. Left wing 3-pointer good.
That was what I was talking about right there, where they dribbled off the ball screen, dragged it out from the corner, and got a good shot.
Arkansas State with its first lead of the night. Off a three-pointer from Rashad Lindsey, who has 18. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mountaineers underneath. .20 on the shot clock as we see Rashad Lindsey knock down the three-pointer, his third of the night. App looking for the answer, no. Griffin Kinney couldn't handle the rebound, and it'll go to Arkansas State. They pointed the wrong way again. This crowd's getting wound up. That one was an accident. He just pointed the wrong way. But he had a lot of help getting that one corrected.
So they did it again. That's what I talked about right as they started to have. Cockfield's got to give that up.
Or he took it to the rim and scored with a
What'd I say?
foul.
That's one of those where you say he's got to give that up and then you clap for him.
Ty Cockfield looked like he was working through an obstacle course and somehow got through all the black jerseys, scored on the reverse, and he has a three-point play try.
Looked like the punt returner who started off running the wrong direction.
Reverse fields. Arkansas State on a 10-0 run, and coach, it's only taken a minute 45 to score those 10 points. And Cockfield at the line for the first time tonight. You see he's a 76% free throw shooter.
Why'd you do that to him?
And the graphics, the truck did it. 5-point Arkansas State lead as App State's gone nearly 2.5 minutes without a point. And A-State has scored the last 10 in that span. Shabazz.
Looks like they're quite sure what to do with the matchup right now. They keep setting the ball screen trying to slip.
Here's Williams to the rim, and
Nice
O'Shawn
finish.
Williams, yes.
Nice finish for the little guy.
Stops the 10-0 A-State run. Lindsey with a stutter step to the free throw line. No. Rebound Isaac Johnson.
I think App State has some confusion right there, figuring out who was going to take Lindsey.
Here's Shabazz near the elbow. Tristan Wally there for the rebound. Cockfield pushing the other way. Tried to thread the needle. It got away. That got there. And it's a two-hand flush for Boujay off the feed from Grantham Gillard. And it's going to be, I believe, a delay of game warning against Arkansas State. And that whistle brings us to a timeout. They're on their feet in Jonesboro. Arkansas State has raced out to a 5-point lead at home. In the last 2 minutes, 52 seconds, Arkansas State has rattled off a 12-2 run. And as you said, Look at the percentages, and it's hard to believe.
Yeah.
A-State now shooting a better clip.
And shooting better from three-point as well. Lindsey, 18 points. Didn't start last game. 18 points. 7 of 12, 3 of 5 from behind the arc. Hey, am I wrong, or Shabazz had 12 at halftime?
He did have 12 at halftime. So did Forrest.
That's amazing.
And right now they have just 2 points between them here in the second half.
Yeah. But you remember he was that way early the first half, too, and got 12 in no time.
Rashad Lindsey.
They are definitely struggling with the matchup all of a sudden. They weren't early.
He zipped that one over the head of Griffin Kinney, and that is turnover number 14 for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, they're hesitant now and all that good stuff, you know, if you're Arkansas State.
Cockfield behind the back to the free throw line, in and out for the jumper. Rashad Lindsey leads Arkansas State with 18. It matches a season high. It's the third time he's scored 18 this year, but he's got 11 plus minutes to add to it.
Well,
currently on the bench.
Griffin Kinney is working so hard. Nice kick out. And that, again, is a kid who's a very good three-point shooter, Williams, and he cannot draw it.
Salif Boujay is 5th rebound to go along with 4 points. They State a chance to build on a 5-point lead.
See if we'll get a ball screen here. Nope.
10 on the shot clock. Eaton going to be
I think he was moving. Of course, Boujay's so small that almost seems unfair to. He's so slight, I should say. Almost seems unfair to call him for an illegal screen. I mean, he's got to get so perfect to set one, you know. Ain't much of him to hit. But he tried.
Williams and Eaton battle into the front court.
Good job on the ball, Eaton. Again, they're just wandering around. They really don't have any concept that you see right now. And that'll be concept sometimes. Just a guy going and taking it, but.
Another Boujay rebound off the miss by Forrest. Gave it to Boujay, trailing to play. He fakes the three and put it on the floor. What in the world?
Looked like he was going to fly there for a minute and dunk on every game.
I don't know who was going to buy that shot fake from Salif Boujay out there.
Well, obviously somebody did. 6 rebounds in 9 minutes for Boujay,
who in his career has taken exactly 0 3-pointers.
And here's his first free throw of the night.
Look at that.
They look pretty.
He's really given them a boost here tonight when Tomas Bruce sat down 90 seconds into the second half with his 3rd foul, and we haven't seen Bruce since. Boujay has done work.
Yeah, I see why Coach Bellotto has a hard time settling on the lineup. It's like once you settle, the guy coming off outdoes the guy starting off.
Now Bruce heads back to the scores table along with Rashad Lindsey. A-State by 6. There's a foul on the drive. Shabazz trying to get to the rim along the baseline. He's fouled by Grantham Gillard.
Now just think about this. In the first half, App State was getting some action. They were setting baseline screens, opening up afterwards, doing different things. Now everything they're doing is trying to make a one-on-one play. Now they may be good enough to get by with that and win the game, but it doesn't usually work out so well when you start doing that.
Salif Boujay just got a big hand. He's got 5 points, 6 rebounds in 10 minutes off the bench. Under 10 to go in the ball game. Here's Griffin Kinney with a little head fake off the glass. No, rebound into the hands of A-State.
Yeah, Kinney left that short. Afraid he's going to get it blocked, I think. Didn't get that extra step to finish.
Rashad Lindsey again, season high 18. Has
See
it at
how
the top
that
of the
corner
key.
is raising up, what I was talking about? Now the post is open.
Here's Wally, top of the key. 3-pointer good. And now App State wants a timeout as they come alive in Jonesboro. A 9-point lead as it's another 6-0 spurt for Arkansas State, which has turned this game around after an early 15-point deficit. The Red Wolves now up by 9.
It's not a party without Golden Flake. Golden Flake snacks offer a wide variety of flavors to suit any occasion. Whatever you're feeling, there's a flavor for that. You can always count on an old favorite like Thin and Crispy or Sweet Heat Barbecue. But hey, why not try something new? Grab your friends, grab some sun, and grab some snacks. It's time for some Golden Flake.
You know when you taste a great cup of coffee. You know it as soon as you pick it up. You smell it. You know, an aroma that smells great. It kind of captures my imagination. It's a flavor impression that follows all the way through till right now. You know, till 30 seconds after that sip of coffee, you get this rich, smooth flavor. This is a great cup of coffee.
Coach, we've been told the key to the whole thing now. There's a lot of great sports information officers in this league. Mark Taylor does it for the A-State men. He just sent word that Tristan Wally, coach, now has 4 rebounds. The Red Wolves have won 4 straight games when he gets 5 rebounds or more.
I'm sure if they relay that to the bench, they'd feel much safer with their lead.
The lead is 9 with just over 9 to go. A-State got a hand on that pass as they were spotting up Shabazz in the corner.
App State now has 14 turnovers, getting out rebounded 29-28, and Arkansas State has 11 steals. So this thing is really turned around.
Mountaineers have missed their last 4. They haven't scored in about 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
It's just an easy switch right there, just to hand it off. They're playing a matchup zone.
Shot clock winding down. Williams, shot blocked by Wally. Here comes Arkansas State. Gillard ahead to Cockfield, takes it to the rim with a left hand and finishes. An 11-point Arkansas State lead with just about 8.5 to go. And Rashad Lindsey had a near steal at midcourt, and Mike Mulatto, he's going to the locker room.
Is he really?
No, he just got stuck.
I thought he was going to get some water. he needed it after run up down the bench just now.
Here's what happened, if we're going to be honest about it. He did not in any way, shape, form, or fashion like the foul call. And he was very demonstrative about it. He walked all the way past the end of the bench down to the sort of the walkway down toward where you leave the floor and shouted what he really wanted to say, and then got a technical.
And they missed the free throw. Let's see what happens with this one.
Shabazz hit 1 out of 2, so it's a 10-point lead, and the Mountaineers had the ball with 8:37 to go.
Shabazz almost looks like he thinks he's still on the line. Well, he is, huh? I'm missing something here.
Well, it was the 8th team foul, so now we got a 1-and-1 coming up. So he was ahead of us on that one.
No, he was ahead of me. I think you had it all wrong.
I did not. I'm not. I could. You gave me a chance to lie and say I did, and I'm not going to do it. He hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Well, we'll take a note of that. 8:37 to go. The technical with A-State up 11. See if it has any bearing. Shabazz hits 3 out of 4 at the line, and the lead is 8.
See what we got here, a little tandem maybe. It's like possibly a zone look right here. No. Yes.
Lindsey pass picked off by Shabazz in a foot race with Cockfield, and he finishes with the left hand. So 5 quick points for Rashad Shabazz. He has now 17, and the A-State lead is 56-50. Mentioned just a minute ago he was stuck on 12 and come in spurts, and then a turnover as Gillard throws it out of the reach of Rashad Lindsey.
And the change in defense just now took away. They had all that rhythm and pop going, and they tried to make that long one across the top, which was ill-advised, as they say.
Under 8 to play. And there's an offensive foul against Justin Forrest.
That was a headlock, wasn't it? A reverse headlock at that.
And it brings us to a timeout on the floor. Emotions running high all over the place. Anybody with a striped shirt's getting worked on by a coach, and A-State leads it by 6 with just under 8 to go. Arkansas State. The lead is 6 for the Red Wolves. They've hit 6 of their last 8 shots, but the last couple possessions, turnovers have popped up.
Yeah. You know, I keep expecting to see Tyrell Johnson back in the game. The real long, about 6'8" kid that shoots the ball. Haven't seen him, and he's not in foul trouble. Kind of curious to see if he doesn't get back in here in a little bit.
Red Wolves have led by as many as 11. App State's led it by 15 early. There's a missed three-pointer grabbed by Isaac Johnson. Johnson kicks it out to Hinton. Now Shabazz, a deep three. He knocks it down.
That should have counted 4.
That's 8 straight for Shabazz, who now has 20 to lead all scorers. And the Red Wolves lead is 3. 8-0 run, by the way, Coach.
Yeah,
since
the zone has got Arkansas State standing. I mean, they were really moving and driving it, getting stuff inside. Having trouble with this. They're throwing it, looks like a baseball team getting that second out, and they're throwing it around the infield. With nobody
Lindsey
in the base.
nearly banked that in. O'Shawn Williams grabbed the board. So there's 2 ways of looking at it. See, you as like a coach, and that's a good thing. Because you're looking at the 8-0 run since the defensive change. And most other people look at it as an 8-0 run since Arkansas State got a technical foul.
I do. I'm always for the coaches. You know that.
3 in the corner by Shabazz, who has shot the Mountaineers all the way back to even.
They need to find number 2, don't they?
He has scored the last 11 since A-State was up 11. It's a personal 11-0 run for Shabazz. Now with 23 points on 8 of 13 shooting, 4 of 7 from 3, and now we're even up.
And we said, or I said, Brad, doesn't he just have 12 and kaboom?
Yes.
Just like that. Not anymore, he doesn't.
It's taken him 2 minutes and 5 seconds to rattle off 11 points.
Wow. See if they'll stick with this zone here. They'll change back, go back man. just for one possession coming out of timeout.
Rashad Shabazz has single-handedly brought his team back to a tie game. 4th time we've been tied here.
Well, you see the answer to my question already. They're a little tandem look, and looks like they're going zone again. And then again, why change? It's having success. They're matching up out of it.
A-State brings Connor Kern in to go against the zone. He pulls up at the free throw line. Shot is short. We've got a whistle and a late foul against App State. That's going to be charged to Shabazz, and it'll be a 1-and-1 for Tristan Wiley, who goes to the line. Well, we've seen some momentum swings in this one.
Boy, we have. What did you say the first half? Said there were 3 different stories, and now we've gone to 2 this time. So we'll get to the 3rd and final chapter, right? Unless we have that dreaded word overtime.
Wiley hits the front end of the 1-and-1. That stops the 11-0 Shabazz run. It puts A-State back on top.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not predicting overtime.
Or requested it, for that matter.
No, certainly not. Well, boy, I see that just now. I think O'Shawn Williams has a little trouble with his left when he makes that exchange. A little shaky there when he drove him out that way.
Hinton puts it on the floor, hangs on, hits off the glass.
Yeah, nice move for a guy that's really a shooter.
Here's Kern open for 3. He knocks it down. Speaking of a guy that's a shooter, Connor Kern is one of those, and he puts A-State up by 3. Here's Griffin Kinney on the baseline.
What's his name?
Griffin Kinney. Here's Shabazz. He hits again to tie it at 61.
Oh, well.
14 in the half, 26 for the game. He has 14 of their last 16. Cockfield trying to answer. No, it hit the rim at extra time and let Wally come in for the rebound, but it's stripped away by Williams. He's 2-on-1 with Shabazz, who has a shot blocked, but it gets back into the hands of Hinton with the finish.
Whoever chased that thing down is the odd man. Like if there's a guy going, a guy chasing on a layup, that 3rd guy almost always gets the rebound. In that situation, there are 5 guys, but that extra man, if everybody runs the floor, usually gets the ball. And the score, I might add.
Kern went at Kinney and got it to go off the glass.
Well, he's playing aggressive. We've done 3 games. I've not seen him this aggressive ever. Good for him. He's had a lot of injuries, I understand.
7 points, including 5 in the last couple of minutes, and we're tied at 63. Kinney wants to go at Bruce. Got him with a head fake and finished with the left.
Ooh, pretty left hook. Pretty.
Here's Kern. Baseline, got up in the air, and he's going to pick up an offensive foul. Griffin Kinney scores on one end and draws the charge on the other. Grant,
here comes Tyrell Johnson, the guy I was asking for.
You were calling for some Tyrell Johnson. He's in with 4:18 to play.
I just like those long guys, man. Talk about it all the time.
Shabazz and Eaton into the front court.
A little bump and run defense right there, huh?
Here's Kinney at the elbow. He's got Kern on him, and there's an exchange of offensive fouls.
Yeah, turnabout is fair play, right?
Griffin Kinney was chomping at the bit when he had Connor Kern on his back, but he put a shoulder in the middle of his chest. And they each have drawn an offensive foul against the other.
Kern is you can tell he's interested in shooting tonight. You know, he feels better. Last game he had a hard time.
And Marquise Eaton fouled on the perimeter. He is going to head to the free throw line for the game's final 1-and-1, coming after the final media timeout. Each team has had double-figure leads, and all of a sudden, we're shaping up for a down-to-the-wire finish. Connor Kern has given A-State a spark, but the Mountaineers lead it by 2.
Get up! With a card accepted by 90% of doctors and specialists, you have the compassion of the cross and the security of the shield, giving you the freedom to relish right now. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
The Sun Belt Basketball Championship, where champions are crowned. Tickets for the big dance are punched, where it's survive and advance at Lakefront Arena in New Orleans. Presented by First Bank and Trust. It's the Sun Belt Men's and Women's Basketball Championship. Contact your local ticket office today.
When you're looking for the perfect award or branding solution, look no further than Levy Marketing and Awards. A true innovator in the art of recognition, Levy Marketing and Awards is a U.S. custom awards manufacturer with over 50 years of experience providing guaranteed personal service and high-quality production catering to athletics and collegiate sports. Log on to LevyMarketingAwards.com or call toll-free 855-879-5389 to create your lasting impression today. Levy Marketing and Awards, providing streamlined solutions to meet all of our clients' business needs.
No lead has been safe in this one. We've now been tied 7 times. Officially only 2 lead changes, but that really is kind of misleading given the swings we've seen in momentum here. App State up by 2, but Arkansas State at the line coming out of the final media timeout.
Well, this thing's about even, Steven, everywhere. You look at the stat sheet, it's unbelievable. 9 for 20 for 3 for 1. The other one's 8 for 19. 16 to 14 turnovers. 26 to 28 points in the paint. This is tight, tight, tight.
And team fouls even at 9 apiece, so that was the final 1-and-1 for either team. And Eaton knocked it down. And he gets them both to tie the game for the 8th time at 65 apiece.
Arkansas State to press again.
It's Eaton up front in that pressure guarding the ball. This time it was Williams bringing it across. Gives it to Shabazz. Now Seacat is back in the lineup.
I think if you turn O'Shawn Williams with it, his left is suspect.
And he just, a back spun and saved the backcourt violation. Went off his foot.
So he's right.
Here's Hinton at the horn. No, tipped up and in by Seacat.
That's Seacat, not Griffin.
That's right. Not Kenny.
Griffin Kenny.
3 minutes to go. Back to a 2-point Mountaineer lead. Lindsey short into the hands of Kern. Now Bruce blocked from behind, but there's a whistle and a foul. The block on the backside was clean for Tyrell Johnson, but the foul charged to Craig Hinton. And Hinton is fouled out of the ball game. 6 points, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists in 19 minutes for Craig Hinton, but his night is done with 2:55 to go.
They're smaller here with Forrest, but they're also faster.
Tristan Wally's back in. Grantham Gillard sits down, and Tomas Bruce at the line for the first time tonight. This will be 2 free throws. The first one off the top of the backboard and in.
Did you teach him that?
Ooh, that'll get you somebody a letter and horse every time.
I know you've been working with him, Brad.
I don't know. Can you hashtag SC top 10 a free throw?
Holy smokes!
More conventional on that one, and he ties the game at 67.
Much more conventional, wasn't it? Here we go again, all tied up.
For the 9th time. Here's Williams. As the shot clock hits 10, picks up the screen from Shabazz. Shabazz has it. He's hounded by Eaton with 5 on the clock. Pull up from deep, nearly banked it in, but the rebound to Wally.
Wonder how. Oh, here comes. I was going to say. Wonder how long they're going to hold Griffin Kenny, if with his 4 fouls.
He's at the table now. A-State trying to retake the lead. Lindsey Pass deflected, but Kern is able to save the possession. Now Kern with 10 on the clock gives to Eaton. Eaton tripped and the ball turned over. Shabazz swings it in the corner for O'Shawn Williams. Inside Seacat, no. Tyrell Johnson came in for the follow jam and he's fouled. Tomas Bruce picks up his 4th. And it's going to be Tyrell Johnson at the free throw line. Here's your guy.
Oh, I didn't say he's my free throw shooter.
You look like you think he could just reach out there and drop him in.
You did it to him.
Chance to break this tie with 1:52 to go. He's got 10 points, 5 rebounds. And he hits the free throw. Here's Isaac Johnson in for Justin Forrest. So they go a little bigger lineup.
Yeah, Johnson's got.
Meanwhile, in all that, Griffin Kinney went back to the bench.
Yes, he did. Going offense, defense, I guess.
Lindsey gave to Eaton. Hesitated and then knocked down the long 2. And A-State's back up by 1 with 90 seconds to play.
Boy, if I were App State's coach, I wouldn't want Seacat being the inbounds man against pressure.
And Coach Fox is going to grab a timeout with 1:20 to play. Arkansas State has retaken a 1-point lead off the jumper from Marquise Eaton. Here's what's left for App State. They'll go to Little Rock to take on the Trojans Saturday, and then they just have a 1-game week. On the final week of the regular season, they'll host their rivals from Coastal Carolina on the 24th before opening up the Sun Belt Tournament the first week of March. And A-State, meanwhile, speaking of Coastal Carolina, will welcome in to Chanticleer's Saturday. Senior Day, we'll have that one for you here on ESPN3. Red Wolves take the road swing through Louisiana next week. And the foul situation developing for App State in this one, Coach.
Yes, it is certainly going that way. Right now, Forrest has 4. Kinney has 4. Hinton is gone. Arkansas State has no one with more than 3. See how that plays out.
.120 to go. And Arkansas State hanging on to a 1-point lead. App State with the ball in the front court. Justin Forrest, again, they are going offense defense. He's in, and so is Griffin Kinney. O'Shawn Williams comes into the backcourt to get the basketball. Guarded up top by Rashad Lindsey. Here's Shabazz. 26 on the night for him. Kinney underneath, flips it high. No, but he's fouled as Isaac Johnson got in the air and somehow found Kinney under the backboard.
Now, this has been the place that App State has not been real good. 65% on the season.
Here's Griffin Kinney. See the Jackson, Mississippi product. This will be a 2-shot situation, and he's short on the first.
64% before that one tonight.
So the best he can do is tie it up. He knocks down this second free throw. And he rattles it in.
I tell you what, I thought he overcompensated and was going to rattle that out, you know?
He rattled it in. So they are go offense, defense, and put Tyrell Johnson back in here as Williams sits down. We're going to be a minute to go as A-State comes into the front court. Here's Rashad Lindsey. Wants the ball screen, gets it from Bruce. Swings it over to Eaton. He gets into the paint. Floater short.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Freshman made a great play. Good shot. Didn't get it.
And now the crowd to its feet.
got what, Brad? What's our differential here? About 14, 15 seconds?
Yeah, we're about 15 or 16. Ball is loose. Kenny able to keep the possession, and now the bench is begging for a timeout.
Yeah, boy.
As they avoid the turnover.
Who made that rocket of a pass? Wow. Guess I've said wow a few times now.
That's what happens in a close game. So the clock is stopped with 25.9 to go. You see the situation there with 10 on the shot clock. App is going to inbound it baseline with a tie game hanging in the balance here.
Yeah, obviously they're going to try and get the ball in Shabazz's hands some kind of way, whether it's off a baseline screen or just throw it to him up top. Wouldn't be surprised to see Arkansas State not try to deny him the basketball in this possession. Then you got to watch for Griffin Kenny floating free across the middle when that happens. Don't forget that number 1, Justin Farr, started the game on fire, and number 4 until tonight was a 39%, or Sherman Williams, 39% three-point shooter.
10 on the shot clock for the Mountaineers. Comes into Williams.
See, it comes back over to their guy.
Here's Shabazz with 3 on the clock. Elevates over defender. Air ball. It'll be a shot clock violation. And Mike Mulatto wants a timeout. So good defensive stand there for A-State.
Yeah, it was. It looked like Shabazz made a really poor choice not trying to get closer for the shot right there.
They're going to take a look at the clock. It shows 15.5 right now. In either case, Arkansas State going to hold for 1 shot. You would think, when I say 1 shot, ideally 1 shot with enough time to get an offensive rebound.
Yeah,
or
probably
tip
going to go about 8 seconds, would be my guess. It's going to give you time to do exactly what you talked about, but possibly even to be safe 7 seconds here. You know, to get some penetration. I tell you what they've had the most success with the whole game is if they get App State back man in this situation here, they may be afraid to go zone. I probably would. Then they go with that pick roll replaced with a dribble off the ball screen, coming toward the middle, roll that post, rotate a wing guy up and pitch it back to him. You get the post on the low side or you get a jump shot from the wing. That all being said, you wait for 7 or 8 seconds. It may take a while to develop. They may just go 1-4 down or something to sprint up instead of ball screen here. So I think Eaton might try and get some penetration. And, you know, Lindsey's had a super game for him. Be kind of fitting if our featured guy were to make a shot right here, huh?
They put the clock at 16.9 seconds. Rashad Lindsey, we mentioned, Coach, he had 18 points with over 11 minutes to go, and he still got 18.
Yeah, you've just got to hope as a coach that you know that you got to be aggressive, try to score here, but that your guys don't go too soon. And you see that happen a lot in college basketball. Yeah, you see in pro basketball, guys go too soon, leaving time for one last shot on the other end. So if you're Arkansas State, you don't want that to be the case.
Crowd on its feet as A-State will bring it across with Marquise Eaton.
Yeah, they're going flat down. They're going to run them set a ball screen here.
Here comes Wally
Going
for the
at
screen.
8-7.
Couple of them.
Rotated up from the backside, but it wasn't there.
And A-State's not going to get a shot off. And we're going to head to overtime. So with 16 seconds to work with, A-State didn't get a shot off, so credit App State's defense there. We'll step aside for a timeout. Overtime headed your way right after this. overtime in Jonesboro. These two teams have gone back and forth, and Coach, you look up and down that stat sheet, you find a game that's about as even enough to be overtime.
Yeah, that's why it's even, huh?
So these two teams couldn't settle it in 40 minutes.
You know, App State's won a few coming in here. I think 3 of their last 4. Arkansas State is battling their tails off. You got to be proud of this effort if you're an Arkansas State fan. Or a coach for that matter.
Tip is out of bounds, and it's going to belong to Arkansas State.
They're staying with that zone look, probably with the foul situations they've got. Still going offense, defense with the big fellas. Thought Lindsey was going to take that.
Corner shot by Wally, no. Offensive rebound for Marquise Eaton with the left-hand finish.
How about that freshman?
Eaton now in double figures with 11. And A-State strikes first in overtime. App State has played overtime twice this year. Lost at James Madison in double overtime back in November, and lost at home to Little Rock by 5, or excuse me, defeated Little Rock by 5. So 1-1 in overtime games this year.
Forrest made those threes early, but he hadn't been able to hit them here late.
Arkansas State has 1 overtime game this year. Troy, without ever leading in the second half, hit a shot to force overtime and beat the Red Wolves by 6. Here's Lindsey, 2 bounces off the rim, no, and Johnson
I
aboard.
keep thinking Brad Lindsey's going to pull up off that ball screen. Wow, that can't happen. Too easy.
A-State has been prone to that right there. The post player beating them down the floor for a layup, and Seacat did it to tie the game.
See, I think if Lindsey would go in there stronger, he could draw Shabazz to him, get Cockfield a shot instead of a contested shot.
Here's Eaton. Gives it to Lindsey, cutting down the paint, and Rashad scores.
2 little guys are playing their tails off, aren't they? Fun to watch them together.
So it is a new season high of 20 points for Rashad Lindsey, and A-State back up a couple. Johnson lobs to Seacat. Kick it in the corner. Here's Tyrell Johnson for 3. No. Rebound underneath for Isaac Johnson. And there's a whistle and a foul inside against Tristan Wally.
Yeah, that was a big time rebound by Mr. Johnson. And then a very interesting pass choice following it.
There's Rashad Lindsey off the feed from Marquise Eaton. So the freshman Eaton has scored one of A-State's buckets and assisted on the other here in overtime. He now has 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Tyrell Johnson hits the first free throw. He's trying to tie the game up for the 12th time tonight. And he does.
Yes, he does.
So they continue to go pretty regular substitutions this App State, and we're even at 73. Just under 3 to go in overtime. Here's Cockfield with it out on the perimeter, uses the dribble, now lobs it to Bruce.
Driving.
Wants to go to work on Seacat. Leans into the paint, shot short. Rebound Shabazz.
You know, if he steps off the lane, faces him, and drives him, then hooks him, he's got a chance. But you know, you don't want to get in a standing situation with the stronger guy, which is what he did.
One shot, Shabazz with the jumper. He has 28. The Mountaineers take their first lead of overtime. He had the key stretch of the game. With App State trailing by 11, he scored 11 straight to tie the game. And it's been back and forth ever since. Here's Wally around and out for 3, and that's going to be a foul against Isaac Johnson, I believe.
Yeah, Isaac chases the ball, though. I mean, he did foul, but boy, he goes after it. He's one of those guys that averages more rebounds than he does points.
And Tomas Bruce will be at the line.
And what does he do?
Well, he shoots free throws better than he did last year.
That's right.
He's made one off the top of the backboard tonight.
He has.
He's the only guy that can say that. First one is on the way, and he knocks that one down.
With a traditional stroke, as you said, right?
That was conventional.
Conventional, I'm sorry.
Off the rim, off the top of the backboard, and through, not so conventional. Second free throw is up, and he gets the roll. How about that?
Yep.
Tomas Bruce, 4 out of 4 at the line.
You beat me to the how about that?
And we're tied again at 75.
Little pressure. And I wouldn't let O'Shawn Williams handle against that either.
Shabazz handles it, guarded by Marquise Eaton. Under 2 to go in overtime. Here's Shabazz, pull up, no. Johnson keeps it alive, but Bruce collects it on the baseline. A-State with a chance to go back on top.
Connor Kearns over here hiding in this corner.
Eaton gives it in the opposite corner to Lindsey with a head fake. Pass was kicked as he tried to get it inside to Tomas Bruce. Shot clock is at 15, which is where it'll stay, and Mike Mulatto wants a timeout. 30-second timeout with 1:37 to go.
Well, that penetration just now, I thought they were going to try and slide Connor Kern down to the corner and throw through the baseline, but I was incorrect.
It's full timeout. Shot clock goes to 20 off the kick. That's what A-State will have coming out of this timeout. As we told you, the Red Wolves will be home here Saturday night with Coastal Carolina coming in. We'll have that one for you. Senior Day here for Arkansas State. As we wind down the regular season. Take a look at some of the other winners in the Sun Belt tonight. Coastal Carolina won by 5 at Little Rock. Texas Arlington wins by 20 at home against Georgia Southern. Georgia State went to Texas State and won by 27, 77-50. Louisiana Monroe, they are playing well of late. They go to South Alabama and get a 4-point win. And the Cajuns stay hot. 5-point winners in Troy, 81-76.
Well, the first game we did was Georgia State. They're impressive to me. I think they have a little bit of everything. Size, quickness, shooting. Play pretty hard defensively.
The Raging Cajuns go to 14-1 in league play. They're 24-4 overall. They're ranked number 2 this week in the mid-major top 25.
Hey, Brad, did I kind of sort of suggest this might be an overtime game?
You were the first one to mention that word.
Had to brag.
You clarified you weren't requesting it.
No, I wasn't.
And right now there's no indication that one of them's going to be enough.
You're reading my mind.
We've seen 13 ties, only 4 lead changes. 20 on the shot clock for A-State, who needs to get it in. Lindsey catches it in the corner. Uses the Bruce screen, the pull up. Jumper good for Rashad Lindsey.
Yeah. Big guts play, boy.
He's got 22 and A-State back up 2. And it's in the hands of number 2.
You know, Shabazz kind of rocks backward when he shoots, gets that little extra space.
There's Kenny. Throws it out of the reach of Williams and out of bounds.
It's like an option play in a bad pitch.
And with 1:11 to go, it'll belong to Arkansas State. Off the 18th App State turnover. A minute to go in overtime. Here's Connor Kern, puts it on the floor. And again, they tried to thread it in there to Bruce, and again, it's kicked away by App State.
They had him if they had proper angle early on. I mean, again, does he finish that against the bigger guy? I don't know, but he could sure get the line again. Tonight he's been making.
Shot clock at 20 with 56 seconds to go. Here's Lindsey baseline, and he's fouled. He'll head to the line with 51 seconds to play. Isaac Johnson stood in there trying to get the call and wasn't there in time. It's the third on Johnson. And the officials discussing something. And they're going to send both teams to the bench. We'll see if we get an explanation of what this is about.
I'm sure we will.
Ever since we brought you over here, officials come over and always make sure we know what's going on.
They do. That's nice of them, right?
It is. I called games here for 12 years without anybody telling me anything. So we brought you in, and now it's like we're the first to know. Well, this one has been fun. Back and forth these two teams have gone. They go back and look at block charge, because they just came out of that discussion and just signaled it was a blocking foul. And it will put Rashad Lindsey to the line. Lindsey, a season high 22. With a rebound and 3 assists in 41 minutes. He'll be at the line for a couple with 51 seconds to go after they send O'Shawn Williams to the bench to fix a contact, I believe is what's going on there. And the rules will obviously let you do that without having to get taken out. So he gets it sorted out, gets that contact lens back in. And Lindsey to the line.
He must be pretty skilled to find that contact like that, huh? I don't think I could do that in front of all these people.
Stage fright. Lindsey knocks the first free throw down. So here we go with an offense-defense change. Justin Forrest back in.
And this is the calmest I've seen Coach Mike Bellotto the entire game. Look at that. Time to be calm if you're a coach, right?
Yes.
Poised is the word, right?
Poise. Lindsey has the poise to knock down both free throws, and A-State has a 2-possession lead with 48 seconds to play. Here's Forrest, stopped on the baseline, gave it to Williams. Shabazz wants the screen, went against it, had it knocked away and stolen, and they're going to foul Tomas Bruce before he can get rid of it. Good defense there by Arkansas State, forces a turnover.
Yeah, it was too tight. He goes spinning with all those people around. That's what'll usually happen.
And that'll be number 5 on Justin Forrest. He fouls out with 14 points, but again, think about how quick he had 12, Coach, and he finishes with 14.
Yeah, you know, Shabazz has got to feel bad right now. He's trying to go make a play for his team, but so many times when you turn your back, somebody runs at you, and I don't really like that in the full court, much less in the half court.
He
Never
charged
did.
with his 6th turnover of the game. He does have 28 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, but he's turned it over 6 times. Here's Bruce at the line. And he rattled that one in and out. Off the hand, I thought it might go in off the glass.
Now, who do we have here just coming in, Brad?
We are seeing number 14, Bennett Holly.
And he is a 38.5 three-point shooter.
Bruce gets the 2nd free throw to go, and A-State leads it by 5. Mike Bellotto doing a defensive slide with 30 seconds to go. Here's Shabazz for 3. No. Rebound, Connor Kern, and he's fouled with 23.6 to go.
You know, you're down 5, and who's to quibble? Maybe this happens or that happens. But I think you try to drive the ball. People are afraid to foul right now. And if you get a kick out 3, you take it. Or if you go screen the screener with a drive and then a kick coming to a guy coming off screen. But that was just too early. I don't care how good a shooter, scorer he is. Too early and too far out.
And Kern, a solid free throw shooter, misses the first. Could have potentially made it a 3-possession game. Now that opportunity's gone.
Right. 2-possession game. It's got to be 2. Well, there's time. See what they do if they race it up here.
6-point A-State lead.
Now they more have to hunt the three with the time taken, but they're getting to the rim.
Shabazz used his body to get a little space and scored, but that stops an 8-0 Arkansas State run. With 11 seconds to go, the Mountaineers grab a timeout as that's 30 for Rashad Shabazz. On 11 of 21 shooting. But again, an 8-0 run in overtime right now is proving nearly perhaps the difference.
Well, App State's got to get pressure on the ball. If they can deny the inbounds or get a quick trap, they can go for that. The two guys probably not going to be handling the ball are the bad free throw shooters, the lesser free throw shooters. Wiley at 59%, number 4, and 32, Tomas, who has made most of his tonight, who's 61% free throw shooter.
Well,
if it gets that, probably they're going to have to hit a guard too soon.
And
well,
they went with almost all guards. They took Bruce out of the lineup.
Yeah, Wiley is taking it in, so he could get it thrown back to him, and then he would be an immediate hit guy.
They get it to Eaton, and he is going to be fouled by Zach Cottrell. With 9.8 to go, and now Tomas Bruce back to the scores table. Marquise Eaton, one of 3 A-State players in double figures. He has 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He'll shoot 2 free throws with right at 10 seconds to play, and the first one's up and good. Bruce is going to come in for Cockfield. Eaton. 1 for 2 at the line, 5-point game, under 10 seconds to go.
Good job making him reverse back with the basketball.
Shabazz with a reverse layup at the horn, but it's going to be too little too late, and Arkansas State down 15 in the first half. Ends up winning this one 82-79 in overtime.
Can't say enough about the job Arkansas State did. Outmanned in terms of size and depth. Has been getting beat, whereas the App State team had a little run of 3 out of 4 and really fought their guts out, came up with a big win.
For Al Grushkin, I'm Brad Bobo saying so long from Jonesboro. Again, the final, A-State over App State, 82-79 in overtime. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live on the ESPN app. Or to watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.